Yes, yes, yes. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday morning. I'm not sure how I'm going to follow up from that last Rise to Thrive show. I don't think I've received as many messages or emails about it. So thank you so much to those people that did reach out on the last Rise to Thrive show. I'm glad it helped you. I'm glad it put in some perspective for you. You're probably thinking, where the hell am I? I am in the middle of a field. How cool is this? So we're up in Lincoln seeing the in-laws. They live just, I can't turn the camera around, there. And they back onto this field. So I've grabbed some of the patio chairs, come out into here and get to watch this, have this beautiful view where I'm writing my email content and doing all of my videos and getting to come to you live. For today's Rise to Thrive show, which is why people struggle to change. We're going to talk through the process of it. So let's get on with it. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. And if you are coming through and you are watching, then please do hit that love heart button. And in the comments below, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me why you struggle to change in a few sentences. So in the comments, I want you to tell me why you struggle to change in the comments below. So on the way up here yesterday, we stopped at service stations, and obviously we went to Starbucks and we got ourselves a Starbucks. As I made my order, he told me how much it was, and I gave him a 20. And he went, "Oh man, can you just cancel the car payment? I'm so used to people paying by card." I instinctively set that up straight away, and I was like, no dramas, no worries. I said, "You're probably busy," and he went, "Yeah, it's been absolutely manic." And I think there's only about 5 people that have paid with cash all day. And it was really interesting to me. Like, I'm always trying to pick up content, and I'm always trying to pick up like headlines of emails or Rise to Thrive shows, and I thought that this was a really interesting human behavior. And this kid instinctively, straight away, out of habit, went to think that I was paying by card and set it up straight away without even looking. So he was unconsciously doing it. And it got me thinking, like on the journey up, it got me thinking about, this is one of the reasons why it's so difficult and so hard to change for us as humans. So like when I work with guys, this is what I'm up against. This is what we're trying to overcome. And that is a set-in habit, principles, or routines that are embedded inside of our skull. And it could be a year, it could be 6 years, it could be the whole of your life that you have been in a set routine or habit in your mind, and you instinctively do. So we're trying to rewire the way that you show up. I'm trying to rewire the way that you think, the way that you handle your emotions, the decisions that you make, all of those aspects, all of those good things. But what we're trying to do is overcome the things that are not so good, i.e. pressing snooze. You instinctively probably press snooze and give yourself an extra 5 to 7 minutes. Whereas what I'm trying to get you to do is, as soon as that alarm goes off, get yourself out of bed, get yourself out of that room, get yourself out of that house. Another idea would be, when you go and pay for petrol, you instinctively, there's chocolate bars there, you buy one, and then you buy one of them, you might as well buy yourself a Coke. That's an instinctive habit, routine. When you maybe travel abroad, or you're traveling around the UK, or you're by yourself, you instinctively turn your phone on and switch on porn. And as we all know, porn makes us feel quite insecure. It builds insecurity. So it's trying to get out of that habit. It's instinctively making excuses why you can't go to the gym, why you shouldn't go to the gym. Again, we're trying to overcome that habit. The way that we think about ourselves, we instinctively think negative about ourselves, right? We instinctively think that we can't do things. And just like that kid in Starbucks, that poor kid, he doesn't even know I'm talking about him, where he instinctively set up for a car payment because of it was a habit, it was a natural process, natural human behavior that he has in his job, and he was actually really good at his job. That's what we are trying to achieve. So when people say people don't like change because it's hard to rewire, and that's why we can't do it all at once. When we want to change the way that we think, when we want to change the way we react to our lives emotionally, to those emotional distractions, it's very difficult to do so. So when I talk about changing 1% a day, what we are slowly doing is changing, rewiring the process, the way that we think, those decisions that we have to make, i.e., no, I don't want to watch porn, no, I'm going to get straight up, no, I don't need the chocolate bar. And slowly over time, what ends up happening is that we start to think different. We start to slowly rewire our behaviors, our thought patterns, our emotional, the way that we handle those emotional distractions. And this is why people fall down after a couple of weeks. So obviously, let's take the cliche New Year's Day. Everyone's going to change after 2-3 weeks. People go straight back and revert to their default mode, okay, back to the way that they were. And that's because they try to change too much, too soon. And the one thing that misses that we need to remember are a couple of things. Emotional connection to change. So when it comes to change, we have to remember the emotional connection we need to break all of those old habits and behaviors, all of those things that we do instinctively. We have to understand. So the emotional connection, to me, I shared with you on Monday why I don't want to watch porn anymore is because it makes me feel insecure. The emotional connection that I have to not watching the news anymore is because I don't want it to drive fear into me about the worst case scenario. I can already do worst case scenario by myself, but watching the news influences that. Okay, so that's my emotional connection to wanting to change those instincts, the things that I do instinctively, the things that I do out of habit without thinking. They're the reasons. So when I do grab the phone to maybe start watching porn, or when I do grab the phone to wonder what's going on in the world, I have to challenge myself and say, this is not going to benefit you. Those 1%, those 1%. And it's the same with smoking. It's the same with drinking. They are habits that we do instinctively. Most people smoke unconsciously without even realizing it. But if I sat there with you and I said, right, let's smoke that cigarette, how does that feel? If we described how it feels, and we described how the smoke was going into your lungs, and we described what it was doing to your lungs, and we did that every time we had a cigarette, I reckon within a week you'd be put off. Okay, when we talk about the effects of drink, and we talk about how it's affecting other people in your lives, we talk about how it affects your relationships, we talk about how it affects your health, your mental state. Like every time you took a swig out of your beer, if I was there telling you like what it was doing to you, you probably change that behavior because you have that emotional connection. You understand the ripple effects of that particular action. So when it comes to change, we really have to have that emotional connection and understanding why we want to change. And we have to understand that change takes time. We have to understand that some days we're going to fail, some days that we're going to just slip into that default mode. And there is nothing wrong with that. We just have to observe that and say, right, I've slipped. Recognize that through your journaling, through your accountability, through your reflection. That's why we do those things, to understand our behaviors better, to understand maybe why we did slip. Maybe it was a bit overwhelming. Maybe you were emotionally low in a pit, which is why you slowly slipped. So we got all of that from a kid in Starbucks. But I just wanted to share that with you because the process of change is tough. It is really, really tough. And that is because sometimes we're so ingrained in the way that we think, in the things that we do. And I think if we can progress forwards at 1% a day, man, over a period of time, things are going to slowly start changing, which is why we do what we do. What we do in the Man Coach is that we set programs and we have the Brotherhood Elite so that we can keep chipping away at this. Okay, those are things that we chip away at. Yeah, Kia's exactly the same. The phone is exactly the same. Another good example. And what we do is we create the curriculum, the support, the education, the accountability to be able to shift everything that's going on in here, which is why we have started the Elite 28 Day, which is our brand new self-awareness 28-day program. And I'm going to be putting more about that from tomorrow when we officially launch, okay? And our next course is going to be on the 22nd of August to join the Elite 28 Day. And that is going to be a great process to start looking at yourself, where it went wrong, what we need to do. It's almost like a great blueprint how to reflect on what's happened and slowly start moving forwards. Anyway, thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the view. If I get away from the camera, you can see the sun starting to come up. I'm going to write my emails here. I'm going to do all my short content here. Then I'm going to enjoy the day with the family. All right, have a great day. See you soon.